morning, YouTube family. This is May 25th, and this is my garden tour. I don't know if it should be for May or June. We'll just say it's for May. The garden's not looking the best it could be looking. There's some work I need to do in here. I need to weed eat, get rid of some random grasses that are growing. I need to put some paper down. I think I already mentioned that to you guys, but I got to make it work with what I have for now. I'm gonna give y'all a quick tour. All right, this ain't nothing. One of my bush bean plants got broken off, and I was like, let me just put it in some dirt, see what happens. Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna happen. I had strawberries in this at one point. They didn't come back. I think my husband sprayed them with plant killer by accident, because during the wintertime you really couldn't see that they were there. So we'll start over with that eventually. I got some marigolds, bell pepper plants, tam jalapeno, I think is what that says. Another bell pepper plant, zucchini, another zucchini. The first time I showed y'all this, I was confused. I thought that was a squash. It's not. And at this point, I'm not sure what that one is. I thought I had two squash and one zucchini, but I think that one's a squash because I see some little baby squash. So I got one squash and two zucchini, which is the opposite of what I thought. I think this one has something going on with it. I don't know what, but the leaves are turning this metallic silver color. I'm thinking it might be something contagious because the leaves on this one that are close to this one are doing it too. I don't know if it's a mildew or what. And that one has a lacy appearance to it as well. I'm not going to stress too much about it because I know these are going to supply me plenty of zucchini and squash, even if they aren't healthy. And every year the squash bugs get my zucchini anyway. So I'm going to do a second crop this year in June or July. And I know I'm going to have to take these out anyway. So I'm not really too worried about it. I got another bell pepper plant. I think these are pretty, what's this say? Pretty and sweet. This one is, I'm gonna have to do something about this because it's gonna get shaded out if I don't. I have several of those going around the bin. Back behind those are cucumbers. The first time I showed y'all, I had two cucumber plants from seed, one here and one there. Something happened to that one. It died. It's like the stem rotted. I'm not sure. So I went to one of the big box stores and got one cucumber plant that had two in it, and I separated them. I put one there and one there. This is one reason why there are certain big box stores I don't like to buy plants from. You see those? Now they've been in there for a while. They were kind of yellow when I got them because, you know, some stores don't take as good care of their plants as others. But they're still like that, and they're not really growing. It could be because I shocked them a little bit when I separated them. See, that one's gonna need some help from getting shaded out as well. I probably need to take the flowers off of them and let them just concentrate on growing, but they might be, and that one's a little bit more green than the other one too, but they might just be taking a little bit of time to recover from being separated. We'll see how they go. I'm not going to be upset if they don't do that well. It's a learning experience. I'm happy how that one looks though, and it's giving me cucumbers, so that's great. All right, we're going to move on around the corner. Back there in the back where my okra plants were originally, I haven't put any more seeds down, y'all. I haven't had time. My son brought me some sunflowers from school. You know how sometimes they plant seeds in kindergarten or first grade or whatever. He brought me some sunflowers, and I've never grown them. I'm excited to grow them, so I put them in my garden. And there they are. They seem to be doing well. Let's see if I can show you. That one and that one. The things surrounding it's probably just random weeds I need to pull. I'll get to that eventually. But yeah, I'm excited to see how those go. I've never grown sunflowers, and I'm excited to watch them grow with my son. Roma ×2. They're finally growing. They were smaller than everything else for the longest time, but they're finally catching up. We got some flowers in there, so I'm happy about that. In front of those, we have some more bell peppers, the same kind as before, just coming around the bend. That one right there, something's been eating it, and it doesn't seem to be getting any bigger, so I don't know. This one's doing pretty well. Excuse my shadow, y'all. Something has eaten that one all the way to just the nub, so it probably won't do much. And then we have these two, which is great. And I think these two are actually Sunbright sweet peppers. And so are these. And look at those, y'all. Those are like triple the size as all the other ones. I don't know what's different in this location than the other locations, but they're doing so much better, except for that one. Something got that one. It's not doing much. And then there's one hiding back there that I just threw in. At one point, I just had so many pepper plants left, I just started throwing them in everywhere. Okay, coming back around this way, these two are Brandywine heirloom tomatoes, and they're doing pretty good too. They actually have some tomatoes on them, which is very exciting. Yeah. Back behind there, I put some zinnia seeds. I also did on the other corner too. None of them came up except for that one. So I got one zinnia, and then I got one more sunflower back there that my son gave me. It's not doing as good as the ones on the other side, which I guess can be expected because it has a big tomato plant in front of it. We'll see how it goes. I had to put that popsicle stick there so I can remember where it was, because it was smaller than that when I first put it in. All right, we're gonna keep going around. Excuse the mess behind the plants. My husband did some I don't know what you call it, when you get new pieces of tree from another tree. If y'all know what I'm talking about, let me know. It's called air cutting or something like that. For some crepe myrtles that we're going to put somewhere in the yard. So that's what that is back there. We're letting them establish themselves in some buckets. Back to the garden though. 3 cherry tomatoes. I love cherry tomatoes. They always produce well. They never disappoint me, and they already have tomatoes as well. See if we can get in there on them. There we go. Yeah, so we're getting some tomatoes. I need to go in and do some pruning. I'll do that in the next few days. And some more training, because some of them are kind of trying to grow out of the cage. I need to train them back in. But yeah, they're doing really good, looking really good in color and size, and they're doing well. And right here is my bean corner. I got bush beans in the front. That poor baby right there got snapped off, and I'll tell you that story in just a minute. I left a little stem there. I don't think it's going to do anything, but it won't hurt to see. But I still got plenty more bush beans. This one right here, actually, I thought was a bush bean, but it came out to be a pole bean, so I had to train it to go all the way over there. But it's doing good. So several bush beans in the front, several pole beans in the back. And I actually been thinking about getting some more cages and putting them upside down on top of this, because as you see, these want to keep going up. And usually I train them to go like I did that. I train them to start going around the top like that. So we'll see how I decide to do it this year. But they look good. Of course, they don't need much. They give more than they need. So I love beans. I think I'm going to start rotating. Last year I had them in my little bed in the front yard, but I think I'm going to rotate them all the way around the garden. Excuse me, they really help the soil. But as y'all remember, I just threw some old dirt that came out of these pots that I put the blueberries in. I just threw it in here right here. And I did put I don't think I even put compost on top, because there was so much of that soil. I just kind of worked that in, and I don't really know what that was. So that's why I put the beans here this year, is because I knew that they would help make that soil more enriched. And going right around to this last corner over here, this is my berry corner for now. I am going to have to replan this and how I have it, because sometimes, and I don't know how, but sometimes birds still get under this netting. I don't know how. But I had to put bird netting around them because they were pecking on all my blueberries. And I didn't like that. So I just draped the bird netting over the fence here that we had to create, and they come down over these posts right here. I do need to make a little bit better plan for that, but it works pretty good. It's been on for a few weeks now, and I've come out here and had to rescue maybe 2 or I think 3 birds. I'll say 4 because my husband had to do it, let one out once. Somehow they get in there still, and we have to come and let them out. So, but I would say that's better than the amount of birds that would be in there if I didn't do anything. So we've eaten all the blueberries off of these, and they were really delicious. So I'm excited to see how many we get next year. I'm not familiar enough with blueberries to know if they're going to give us more berries. I do feel, though, that they're still trying to establish themselves. Now, this one's doing really good, because as you can see, that's a new shoot right there. And that is a new shoot. Uh-oh. It's focusing on my finger instead of the blueberry. So this one's doing good. Now, that one over there, I'm gonna have to go from another angle. This one is looking good, but it has red leaves on it, and I think that means that it's not doing that great. I think they start to turn red if they're not getting enough water or something. I don't know. I'm hoping it's just a transition from them being repotted. See, this one is doing the same thing. Has a lot of red leaves on it. And this one, I can't hardly see it from the other side, so I'm bringing you over here. It does have leaves on it. It has a few red as well, but it's just not doing as good as that first one. I don't know what the difference is, but I'm just gonna keep caring for them the best that I can. And those 2, these are some concrete mixing tubs, the same as that first one I showed you over there, that I grew my blueberries, not blueberries, I grew my strawberries in, and some lettuce. They're empty right now because, like I said, I think my husband sprayed all my strawberries, and yeah, they died, and I haven't had time to go get any more. But I am going to add strawberries to my berry corner, and I'm going to put them in these concrete mixing tubs. And I got to get rid of all this grass because I don't like that. I don't know what could be hiding in there, and I don't have to go in that area to water the blueberries, which is the only reason why I haven't done it already. But yeah, I got to take care of that really soon. But overall, everything looks good. If y'all see anything y'all want to enlighten me about, or if you have any questions about anything or anything like that, let me know. We're living and learning. And y'all see my chicken wire fence that me and my husband had to put around here. Rabbits ate too many of my vegetables last year, so I had to do something. So we put up this temporary solution, and I think it's doing pretty good. Nothing's really been eating anything. I have seen some chipmunks, which I don't typically see in my yard. I don't know where they came from, but they don't seem to be eating anything. But we did the full 4 foot across the front. Okay. And across this side. We do have a dog kennel for our puppy that we used to have. She's no longer with us, but we did do the 4 foot chicken wire all the way across there to the wood fence. And then once we got to the wood fence, we don't need 4 foot anymore, so we cut it in half, and we did 2 foot across the bottom, because those little rabbits and stuff can get through little spaces. See that right there? I've seen them running and jump through there. So we did try to do 2 foot all the way around where the wood fence is, to hopefully keep them out that way as well. And that's just a little extra road that I need to get out of here. But yeah, everything seems to be doing good. I'm excited to keep going and keep growing, and I hope you guys do the same. And y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.